At least when Falcons got their first win, they picked up players with some world champions, so they had experience. Still, these guys don't have a vet yet.
All right, well, let's just get on into it. And hey, what about an opener like this? 3 in the feed already for Cloud9. The only one really left withstanding that battle is Shotzzy, and he is going to play his life because Cloud9 do not get the read that OpTic had flipped around the spawns. Good response, though. Encourage and Hide will at least keep Cloud9 to the hard point for now. OpTic still swarming, but absent from finding any early time.
Okay, all right, C9. Guns are hot. Focus off to a 2-1 start. Make it 3-1 start. ARs are firing. SMGs are creating space. So far, been basically perfect here at the P1 of managing the spawns, because OpTic, with specifically out of shots, he just late pitching over towards White Wall. He tried to flip them on the preferred side, but Cloud9 have been able to manage this. So far, so good here at the P1.
Indeed, indeed. And they've got a pretty good rotation. Look over towards 2. Nezra in some trouble will fall. Hook with the trade. At least allows an opportunity for OpTic to fight over the top of the time. Okus up top, almost able to lock down one, but no, largely blindsided. And OpTic will play a little bit of recovery after largely getting pushed around on P1, and they are set up pretty perfectly here for 2.
Okay, so Cloud9, can they get their first break attempt successfully underneath their belt? As they find the opening kill, just Hide a little bit too aggressive on the pinch, gives up his life for free. Now you turn it into a 2v2, and Mercules and Hook are able to clean up the rest. OpTic so far flawless here at the P2, continue to hold.
Yep, really good response to the first wave, and now Shotzzy can play the cutoff man over the middle of the map. Now, though, he does get cut down, so Cloud9, one last flood from the front. You also have Nezra working on the rotation over through the middle of the map. Kills are coming the way of Cloud9. Hook up top, waiting for Dashy to respond, and that is pretty much as perfect as it gets. OpTic Texas will take the lead, have the last 10 seconds go their way, and with that win through mid-map, rotate over to 3 first.
Yeah, and that's where Cloud9 just have to show drastic improvement very quickly versus some of the best teams in the game. You cannot go one-on-one. When we find the opening kill, we need to overwhelm them with our numbers. But when you force one-on-one gunfights versus players like this, you're most likely not going to lead to a break. And now OpTic have an opportunity to chain that ending of P2 to this P3 and blow the game wide open.
And this is an identity moment right now. If you're a Cloud9 fan of, does this team have something to show us in terms of what do we do when we need to break? You know, those are the conversations that are still ongoing right now if you're a new team like Cloud9. And they do well to at least contest some of the time and push OpTic back to a 50-50 fight after the setup was so convincing, but largely the second hit has not developed. Dashy and the rest of OpTic locking things down perfectly, and that little pinch route from Hercules will pretty much guarantee the time and start working on some pressure to new.
Yeah, so now a potential chance to chain P2 to P3, and now to P4 if Mercules can find this one-on-one. You're finessing around the backside if you are Nezra, but the stun is able to connect. Doesn't impact the gunny on the side of Mercules. So a clean 4 dead off the rotation. The scoreline continues to get worse, and Cloud9 are forced to find another break.
Decent idea right there from Shotzzy, going prone outside of the old hill to stay away from that P3 heady. Gives Hook a chance to respond to the play. They do not read Encourage, though, right now around the back. So an opportunity here for Cloud9 to flip things around. Can they win the gunfights, though? That's what's important, as Hide is able to give yourself one. Hook still keeping a play alive towards White Wall. Spawns for Cloud9 are still in, just barely, if that, for one player. Mercules, big gunfight here, able to find the win. On the other side, now it's just out. Can you pinch the hill together? And Okus, well, he's not able to do too much from that position. Counter break good for OpTic.
Yeah, counter break great from OpTic. Well played out of Mercules and Hook to just find every single kill on so many different angles. But Cloud9 still send one more player at it. And for now, he's soaking up this final 15. Nezra, can he try to hold the line or at least keep him away off the rotation to new? He cannot. And now OpTic trying to clear out some space in the middle of the map, but Cloud9 are fully set up.
Yep. First points that we've seen since P1, though, for Cloud9 largely. Hide, nice moment there, wins back the field, and this is a pretty solid setup. If you take a snapshot of it, it's just down to do you get the reads and do you win your gunfights. And Okus is a little bit surprised by the OpTic hit around the side. Now the fight going up top, and that is in the first break attempt, a successful break for OpTic. The spawns and the hill go their way.
Yeah, it's just the first time it works out. Leads to OpTic getting a good chunk of time here. Now at the P5, so 30 seconds to fight for. All of C9 trying to break through the middle of the map. The Nuke is watching the back line. You have Shotzzy aggressive up through plane. Just needs to win his one-on-one. But they are setting up the plays to perfection to walk right into the pre-armor of Hook. Another 4 dead, a 60-point lead and climbing. And OpTic have flipped him to the backside of green.
Yeah, the moments where OpTic have been bounced out have been very small and very far between. Hook is 17 and 8. You still have 15 and 10 out of Merc, 16 and 11 out of Shotzzy. Everyone is frying. Yeah, it's just been in the moments where Cloud9 do successfully get some sort of a pushback. OpTic take their time, they restructure, then they hit you back with a huge left hook. So it's been really good right now for OpTic. But back to P1 we go. This is where Cloud9 found the majority of their time, largely up until that last P5. Dashy in some trouble, gonna get some help from Merculus, who's running a sub at the moment, but trades are in. Nezra through mid-map, able to get some damage down, and we'll finish with the pistol, but not enough conviction here for the Cloud9 setup to get much time, if any at all, here on P1. And as OpTic try to fight back from the blue side of the map, we'll jump over and see how they're coming with an OpTic Texas. Listen in.
Top broken. He's still there.
I'm gonna go left. I'm gonna go left. Wait, one could have got away.
They're gonna be flanking me right, probably.
Yeah, probably.
Been needed heavy.
Heavy right.
So one guy's on nuke. Oh, two on nuke, guys. They're rotating.
Hey, top. What is two? Top, what is two? Watch out.
Alright, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Let me top. Yeah, we get further now.
Ezra, one shot at ult. I'm nading him.
Set him. I kept him one shot.
Yep. My nade should
I'm
come.
gonna flank the right.
Go there.
I'm just gonna be like pushed up our top
Stun,
floor
like inner left side P1.
Go dead.
Nice.
Yeah, pushed up our hut in our
Ready
hut
to go?
corner.
I'm on these guys top lane. You still have corner hide.
He's one shot.
Yeah, I flipped.
Front check. Hit him on hide. What's up again?
Top wood.
Kid's still on me. He's there side side. Their side side. There's two. One shot that. One shot that. They're all weak on me blue. They're all weak. They're all weak.
What's that? What's that? Dead. You could. I think I'm
One more shot.
Wait, are you spawning them on me?
You stop with me.
Yeah, on me green. Dead.
Guys, one's a bottom blue.
One's broken. I'm starting
No,
to.
you want top blue. Top blue.
Top broken on me. Yo, going backwood.
One top encourage. Top and one's intercept.
Watch out this ant. Watch out this shit. Nice ant. Yo, top wood.
Nice little comedy moment right there from Shotzzy getting his calf raises done on the second floor of the staircase, just kind of popping it, trying to look for the knife, but off the spawn, OpTic just handling business. Nice shots from Hook, 22 and 14 on the old time at 2. Rotation to 3 once again, going to be owned by OpTic with Dashy watching mid, and no, can't turn that into a second, but should be enough damage for Hook to follow up, and it is.
Yeah, it's just an easy cleanup kill there for the nuke. Now you have rotation in your back pocket as well over towards P3. The kill feed continues to light up red, and now you have the nuke hitting that route to try to flip the spawns on the opposite side. Wins another one-on-one. Dashy wins his one. Spawns now flip, but Cloud9 get the break.
It's a nice moment right now for Cloud9, but they have a lot of work to be done. And what we've said in the past on this map already is, yes, you get the first part of the job done, but can you actually set up a hold? And, well, there's your answer. Immediate counter break from OpTic once again. So we saw that happen on 5. We're seeing it again here on 3. And that's really been the only moments that Cloud9 have scored outside of the opening 25 seconds that they had on P1. Follow up here, a big commitment to hitting through the old time for scrap, and Mercules takes care of everybody. 4 in a row. Now working on the rotation to help out, and he's going to be good for 5 up top. Oh my goodness. Merc is putting him in the blender, knows there's someone else nearby, and will eventually be shut down as the fight for the spawns continue.
Oh, yeah, but you think your backside is cleared on out because you take care of Mercules. Here comes the nuke from the opposite side. Hard blocking towards the backside of blue. Almost gets the better there of Ocus, but it's still C9 holding on for now. Whip out an extra AR, set up the crossfires to make your job a whole lot easier, but so far so good from C9.
Yeah, so far so good indeed, but here comes again the next hit. Not very well received, not received well, not even received at all. They say, hey, come on in, water's fine. It's just a little too simple, and again, we're going to run out of lifeline here to kind of give some copium to this Cloud9 roster, but at this point, through a couple of weeks worth of action and whatever time they had before the season restarted here, it's just these moments in Hardpoint, like talking about like what is our setup going to look like halfway through the hill? What is the break setup going to look like if we don't have the rotation win? Like those things are going to be difficult to really frame up, and for a team that we have yet to see on Scar, that's what's really hurting them right now.
Yeah, it's just because of the experience, man. You're playing next level Call of Duty versus the best players in the world. The things that you do in challenges that you get away with, you just can't do it here in the pro scene. You're losing every single rotation basically, and then, well, for their first rank attempts, they are breaking you with ease. So it's just nothing going right now for C9. OpTic still have an opportunity to close it out here at the P5. Dashy rips another one. He's just trying to end positive just like his teammates.
Yep, it looks like it should be pretty good to do that, although that little trade at the end may stop that in its tracks. But what a map from Hook. 31 and 21 Mercules, not to be outdone. 33 and 22. I mean, everyone is just absolutely frying. So
yeah, this is what you expect though, Al, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
It's one of them series, everybody's got a 1.5.
Yes. Seems to be the case. So Cloud9 little lifeline here at the end, moving over to P1, but that wipe will pretty much determine it. And yeah, I mean, is there a misevaluation there, Jay? I feel like
definitely like passing the eye test when you talk about this new C9 roster. It's just non-stop confidence with the SMG, not afraid to make plays. He saw it a little bit ever since he's entered the building, but now versus OpTic, your SnD game needs to be on point. Thankfully, I've been able to watch these guys the last couple of days, and just like SnD chows, they play with each other, even 2v2, 3v3, so they should have the chemistry, but Mercules finds the first blood still.
And look at this. Merc will back away. Shotzi will step in, knowing that he's in a good spot to watch this rotation, but Oka sniffs that out first. Good awareness there. So the 3v3, but trying to retake through the scope of Dash, it could be difficult. Gets one, says that's good enough, backs away, has a chance at another, but sees the info. Hyde will be traded, and then over the top of the bomb, yeah, first blood, and knowing the situation, textbook, business as usual. Cloud9 now on for their offense. Let's see what we get in terms of any offers from them. A little split, showing some force by nades across the map, and now we're gonna get a little bit of a burst over. And Shotzi just, dude, that is so dirty. Like between the shingles and like how the sun hits the roof, it puts him in a very obvious yet not obvious spot. Good trade though for Nedra, keeps us 3v3. Plus a follow-up here from Okus. We'll have the B side open.
Yeah, now Okus is giving the information to the teammates. This B side might be open because we got the kill on the opposite side. They most likely rotated back.
Whoa.
But now that you find that frag all the way in the backside of Dojo, it's a 1v3 for Merc. But he has an angle.
And that's going to be the bomb carrier down. Tags are out. Able to get the second.
The way OpTic up 2-0.
I think Encourage hit one bullet on Mercules.
Hell no.
That's what I'm saying. Oh my goodness. Dashy. Oh, you thought, but Shotzi's right there. Just multiple angles of approach to get that first blood. And meanwhile, we got 1v1s across the map. Hyde does win his though. Mercules a kill away, likely from getting the Hellstorm, and that's a freebie. No, doesn't have it. Not quite there. So now he just needs one more thing.
Yeah, he still knows Hyde's here. Hyde just got the kill on this side, so he has to be close towards us, but just going to disengage with his teammate dropping.
Oh, man.
Dashy has info onto Nezra, but only a pistol in hand, and Nezra's just going to turn around and play the corner and get the better of Dashy. But once this bomb plant goes down, Hellstorm earn, and can Mercules have another clutch?
1v2 this time. Technically easier. Oh my gosh, if he decides to full wrap this. Oh dude.
Man.
This kid's situational awareness is next level. Knows that these guys are new, likely going to play on top of one another. You knew Dashy was chasing one. Unbelievable. Does he get an angle? Unbelievable. Now to the 1v1. Hyde. Gonna try to hop for it. Merc. Jumps, checks, serious? Has the angle. Are we?
Pick up 3-0.
What do you say?
Can't say nothing now.
Revel in the majesty of what we're watching. Hook, set nade, plus a follow-up. I mean, it just feels like we're checked. It just feels like we're completely checked. Nothing's working for Cloud9. They're going to try to desperately back away, and OpTic are just holding down the left stick, saying, we're just better. Yep. He pistol whips this guy.
Ah, damn.
I imagine Scump and the rest of the boys are laying back and laughing.
Cooling, bro. Cooling it. I'm telling you. Just like the
curling the mustache. Like, you see? Hellstorm out. Bomb plant to be on the way. And if you're Cloud9, just please do not die to this. And they shouldn't.
Well, Encourage is isolated in towards Dojo. But they're not going to force that gunfight. Just going to keep him alive. But the bomb is getting planted. They're setting up Shotzi on the late pitch.
Yep, and Shotzi got around the backside of Hyde. So now he's just green pastures maybe, but turns, not able to get the burns. So now 3v2 for Cloud9. Time ticking under 30 seconds though. And Merc still has yet to die. Here comes the play in throw 10. Semtex queued up. Easy read. Ocus, the rest of the gang follow through, and okay. It'll stop at 10 for Mercules, and Cloud9 will get around.
Good stuff out of C9 to manage the Hellstorm coming in. No one drops. Maybe 3.
Maybe 3, true, because the 1v2 afterwards, you know, you're right. Whoa!
Someone
Okay,
died.
we've got set nades on set nades. And that is just the perfect read right there. And that's one of those moments where like you walk into a set nade like that and you're just like, wow, we need to get into some custom games and do some work if you're Cloud9.
Now it's a 1v3 for Ocus. I'm going to be down towards low couches. Dashy shows a shoulder, gets the info, and look how fast Hook and Mercules are reacting to it. Just don't want to allow this guy any space. Don't give him a chance of shots. Doesn't matter. OpTic at game point. Mercules with a 10-0 KD. Trying to one-up it potentially here. As they're getting aggressive. Single-handedly is going to be shots. He gets picked off. So now if you have the numbers of your C9, forced them to beat you by plenty.
Yep. Don't get picked by Dashy. Little snap doesn't hit. Hyde playing close onto 10. Merc trying to isolate. And if he gets around the backside and feels like he can clear 10, that would be insane because that would be a freebie. Dashy's watching, waiting for contact. Hook still floating with the bomb behind this play. And it really just comes down to, yep, do they know Hyde's intent and how they do with Dashy falling?
And Hyde is going to be ready for the second gunfight as well. So now the nuke left in a 1v4. Great plays out of the young gun to be trapped between a rock and a hard place and walk out on top.
It's not as easy as just like, oh, just shoot your gun a little bit straighter and better, and then you'll start winning rounds. Like, this map has been controlled by OpTic pretty much through and through.
Yeah, and Cloud9 are going right back to the strategy that has hurt them, which is just taking the map. Because when you do this, you give up all the opposite sides of the map, and OpTic are able to take the space, but you're able to find the first blood onto the nuke. Nez was able to get into bottom servers, find game number 2, and has all the info here to potentially close this out clean. 1v3 for shots. Attack, aggressive as hell through mid-cut. That's how much Hook trying to answer. Just gets picked off. This is where OpTic usually, though, lock it right back in. Couple rounds they let get away from them. Gonna go back to what has been working. Takes this space away at B, and let's just get the bomb planted.
Yeah, just force the gunfights on your terms. This is a very natural and pretty normal setup towards B. Nades over the top for Cloud9 are decent, but they don't get any kills. Shotzzy tagged, has to hold off for just a moment, and Cloud9 are going to try to re-clear mid and try to hit this post plant retake from 2 points of ingress, but Mercules is watching that hit at mid, meaning now the dojo play needs to start to create something, and Shotzzy gets the green light, but gets hit by Encourage, so it's on to Mercules to rotate back over to the action. Has help inside from Hook, or does he? Now it's just down to Mercules. Pistol out. Off the reload. Nade doesn't tag fully. Time on his side. But the space is not looking good. 8 seconds. Oh, he's got an angle on the bomb diffuser. What are we doing? No way.
Well, potentially, who's going to be the final 2 that don't make it to Major 2? But for Cloud9 right now, you just need to gain some momentum, some kind of confidence, something to ride on going forward in the rest of your matches. So far, you find 2 kills for early map control.
Yep, again, breakoffs have been fine for Cloud9. It's just down to what happens in the second, the third, the fourth layers of these plays that are happening. It's almost like, okay, we did A, so we must now have the ability to get to Z without going through B and Y first. Go with me. Gotcha. Here we go. Thank you. Appreciate that. Follow up, though, for Cloud9. Decent. We'll still battle over the middle of the map.
And now Shotzzy has to be more aggressive on this flank route because he was trying to be the lead blocker over towards the B point, but with his teammates losing those fights, now C9, all the aggressors, have all the space over towards B. Not a single player from OpTic in the vicinity to try to contest this, and Cloud9 maintained him in map control and are now dominating in the kill feed.
And they have a setup to possibly relay. Let's see how they're going to calm this through as we jump over to a C9 listening.
One back door.
Okay. Hold the ball.
Yeah, who was close?
Wait,
Who was close?
oh my god, bro.
Yeah. Bad, I got
Nice,
it.
good job. Tap it, bro.
Nice, thank God.
Nice, good job, bro.
I got one on the right. I got one on the right.
Wait, respond right.
Spawning right.
Cut their spawn. Cut their spawn. Cut their spawn.
Yo, Jenny,
I could've-
I'm going alright, I'm going alright.
Alright, Merc squad going
Here's some
to
done.
Two deep right. Kill one. There's no deep right.
Three,
That's two deep right. That's two deep right.
Copy 3 Merc. One shot done.
Oh, you remain nice. Good.
Take your time, bro. You're alone on the right. I spawn close. I spawn close.
Jumped out, he jumped out, he jumped out.
One bottom right. Bottom right. Bottom right.
I have your up deep right. I have your slide. If he slides, I have your slide.
P4. Shot P4.
Deep right.
P4.
One shot back right. One's close as well.
He's in the cut. He's in our spawn. In our spawn. In our spawn.
They already got it, they already got it.
Spawns mid. Ball spawns mid.
Spawns bed. Already already. Shotzi, our side, on the blue box.
Yeah, Shotzi got me. He's back
Blue
18.
van, on the blue van.
Got him.
Just stay on that.
I'm in there, Zig. Yeah,
I'm dead. Yo, one's through our right and one's our bottom ring. Bottom ring Merc.
I'm playing through this kid in our spawn.
Merc, got
Just
you.
keep playing. Keep playing.
Weak, Ashley, they're both our side now. Like, bottom ring and, like,
My bad. I didn't mean to.
There's one bottom. Top ring. Top ring. Top ring.
Can't play.
Getting up ball. One shot Zig.
Can't play.
bottom
Alright,
ring, Merc.
alright, bro.
They're gonna get all left, they're gonna get all left.
I killed ball. Ball dead. There's no guy low ring. Low ring and mid. Low ring and mid.
Gotcha, I have left cut off, bro.
I don't see. They're going
I
right.
have
Going
left cut
right.
off, they have to go
Going
right.
right. Going right. Going right.
Close, top
right,
your side.
Okay,
I got back
who's all
right.
left
Kind of
now?
weak.
Hey, somebody.
Back right.
All right, decent moment, kind of looking at that relay, although it got a little scary, just a touch. OpTic do respond with one, though, and with 2:15 of the clock, a chance to possess the ball a little longer.
Yeah, but they keep on losing their lead blocker, and Mercules has a Hellstorm in the back pocket, but he's carrying the EMP, so he can't call this in and get the score at the same time. But this is where the reinforcements are starting to hit. 2 in favor of OpTic. You just need to get this trade under courage, and you potentially have another score, but it's the route from Nezra. Just keep them at bay. Allows your teammates back into play.
Well, fortunately, he cannot kill enough time for the EMP to reset, though. So very quickly, 2-2. Mercury's going to drop the Hellstorm in now by playing through mid, but Hook, as the lead blocker, will drop. So now it's just down to, can you actually do anything to control this EMP? Nice route here from Shotzi. Should have at least some sort of an opening through the panels. And that's only gives you the 1, though. So yeah, Hellstorm largely negated once again by Cloud9. Just comes down to, can they actually get a read to set up some sort of an offensive play?
Yeah, and they know that Shotzi's roaming in their spawn, but Shotzi isn't worried about the EMP for now. He's just focused on spawn, killing the last 2 guys. Only able to take down Okus. But his teammates are now in the position that they want to be in. You're just that clutching up in these fights. Cloud9 are winning one-on-one after one-on-one, but you need to trade Dashing before he gets anything else, because now everything gets shut down.
Shotzi now trying to chase. Interesting. OpTic looking just to heavy stack this B lane. It's just going to be Mercules who rotates away. So this is, yeah, OpTic choosing to chase from behind here. A lot of trust that Merc is going to be able to hold this while Shotzi tries to get involved in the play, but he's going to be there a little bit too late. Really interesting call there by OpTic to not really enforce the middle of the map and just kind of try to play from behind the play. Allows Cloud9 to score, and with 30 seconds left, now it's just down to if they can get their way back over towards the new EMP, and Nezra's double will stop OpTic in their tracks.
Yeah, they're already in a position to try to get 4 before halftime. It's just that lead blocker, Anokus can't afford to chow at that moment. Before EMP is in your possession, before your team is even up on the map to potentially get the trade, you give up your life, but you still got Nezra here on 5 in a row. Can't predict right which way he needed to look, but ball, EMP over towards B.
Opportunity, but stops for a moment. You pick it up right before the overtime, so an extra 30 seconds. And a little bit of motion now over towards this B goal. Merc trying to chase, able to find the first cleanly. Back up top. Nice movement to give himself some elevation to play with. But Hyde off the pitch gets 2. That may not make a difference though, because news, but they can shoot. Like, the individual guns are there. And that's never really been an issue, I feel like, with a lot of potential options out of challengers. It's just down to, can you put the right system together? And you're dealing with a team of players that largely don't know each other at all in any form outside of the 2 that played for the Stallions for a couple of weeks at most. So it's just a big challenge to put this group of players together and expect to see results against the opponents that we're dealing with today, as Okus again shows you that this guy could shoot. Just comes down to, can they actually make a play as a group before.
They have an opportunity here to try to make the play, but you lose your lead blocker and encourage. So Nezra has his hands full, has to pop a 3-piece, can only find 1 before falling. And now the EMP off the rotation, because Hyde the entire time was just sitting nice and comfy towards top ring. If you could just get the EMP on his side, you can potentially get a score. But every single time he keeps finding a kill, so do OpTic, so they keep slowing it down. Yeah,
and they just lose Shotzi there for a moment, who does take care of the EMP carrier. Encourage around the flank, able to at least get the shutdown, but trying to get this to score would be a different story. Yeah, and that's why Mercury is able to take care of both of them. Good team shots in the mix. A little stuck trying to mantle, and Hyde's double actually allows an opportunity just to grab and go and get this over the finish line for a 4-3 tally. So good follow-up from Nezra. Shotzzy trying to do the same thing on the other side, but he's held back. And now OpTic have to work their way through Hyde and the rest of the Cloud9 setup over towards the new device location.
Yeah, OpTic are just getting caught off guard by just the aggression on the side of C9. You're expecting when we find 2 kills in our spawn, we just shut down the EMP guy. Like, you should be playing for kills. But they were the aggressors through bottom ring and capitalized on that moment to be up by 1. But OpTic looking for an instant response. Chauncey already finds 2. Hyde's positioning is already accounted for. You locate him, you clear out the B point, another tie game.
Yep. Pretty comfortable. 3 minutes of the clock now. Shotzzy, mid-map shut down. 2 kills for Cloud9 come through. Dashy kind of has to keep his head in the swivel and watch multiple things at once, and he's missed Okus, who's already played through dirt, but can just guard the device for now. And that will alleviate some of the pressure off this reset that's trying to come through. But encourages double, keeps Cloud9 in map control. Hook stepping up, able to catch Okus off guard, plus another, and a chance for him to possibly just grab and go, especially the kills come through at mid. Tags are out from Shotzzy, and they will get forward, will OpTic, but not far enough to threaten the score, you would think, unless Merc can win that last pistol fight, but no, instead it's Nezra and the rest of Cloud9 resetting.
And Nezra, their lead blocker, just gets caught. And now Shotzzy has the perfect crossfire setup. EMP carry is going to be 1 shot, and the knife somehow, some way, does not connect onto Okus. But with 2 minutes left to go, OpTic now need to lock it on in. They have mid-map control. They have the EMP. They find the opening kill. Where's the lead blocker going to lead? Oh,
there
that's
it is. Yep, sure is. Should be at least. Encourage. Yeah, shut down by Shotzzy at this push through, and he's doing more. So now 5-4 the count. Cloud9 do have a couple of players that have gotten through the middle of the map, so they could potentially still contest this. But you need to get Shotzzy out of this position from window side, and he just absolutely shotguns 1. Now back over towards the device location. He's going to get another. Follow-up. Is there going to be one? Hyde shows himself. Dash is covering. And, well, Encourage gets the pick, but the focus is towards this play at B. And, yeah, very wise. Merculus will back away, not seeing an opportunity there.
Oh, yeah, Shotzzy has this all cut off. He's giving the information to my teammates. They have to be stacking over towards his B point. I just chooses his timing correctly before he strikes. But OpTic are keeping them thinking. A rotation back over to the B point. Everyone is cleared on out. A 2-point lead now for the green wall.
Really good awareness even on Mercules right there, kind of cutting back around the boxes, knowing there is a player who could potentially be behind him. Another Hellstorm for Merc. 19 and 17. Shotzi's at 30 and 20. And this has just been chaos. Although,
got it though.
Cloud9 just pick up the device and run with it. The Hellstorm doesn't really dissuade them at all from making the play, and they're just down 1 with 35 on the clock.
Oh, and they take care of Mercules on the pinch. They already have 2 kills and them in map control to go with it. Now, can Okus find an opening on the opposite side? He does not. Dashy slows them down again with a double. Make it a triple. Can we get the 4-piece? Yes, I do. Big Brucey. Just being the safety net, the goalie. Keeping the EMP right in front of him.
Yep, just don't allow Cloud9 to touch it, and you're going to be good to go. Nezra, last one largely left to make a play. He's found 1, but there's the team shots coming through. And OpTic will 3-0 Cloud9 New York. Got a little bit